Hey guys, Nary here from Drakewing Gamers. If you know me on Twitter, the Gaming Dragon. Today I'm coming back at you into the Let's Play episode of Tennis Ace. This time we're going back to Shuichi's path. Oh, look at that boy. Look at that handsome boy. Anyway, guys, please sit back and enjoy for the next 18 minutes while entertaining, and let's jump right in. Alarm saying you are up, and let's go. Alright. He settles himself next to me and adjusts both of us on the bed. He quickly covers himself up with the blanket as if he had still any need to hide himself. I wanted us to cuddle a bit. To be honest, I feel completely drained. Might be because you drained yourself inside of me. But was that good for you? Do you even have to ask? Of course it was. And I got to become one with you. Become one? That's a little cheesy. What? Really? I thought it'd be cute. It's what I was thinking of while we were doing it. No, that's really, really cheesy. Who the hell says that sort of thing out loud? Hey, you? Yeah? I love you. He scuttles up closer to me, kissing me on the lips. I really like you, too. You're really cute. One day I'm gonna make you say that you love me back. Yeah? This is really embarrassing. I'm starting to feel a little drowsy. Are you okay? Yeah, I'm just really tired. I'll bet. We did exert ourselves a lot more than I thought we would. Sex is really tiring, huh? How can you say something like that with such an innocent smile on your face? It's weird to be so casual about this. Or maybe I'm the one who's weird. Maybe we should sleep for a little while. I know I don't want to get up from here, but I just want to hold you and sleep. That sounds good. Shuichi huddles closer to me, wrapping his arms a little tighter around me. I close my eyes and nuzzle his neck, feeling the soft fur stroking my face as I do so. The sound of rain and Shuichi's peaceful breathing quickly lull me into sleep. I don't even try to resist as tendrils of drowsiness latch onto me. My chest feels like it might burst from happiness. Oh, you two are a cute couple! A couple of guys! I move around in the bed quite a bit before finally awaking. For some reason, I just couldn't get comfortable during the night. I feel a desire to sleep in for a little longer. My recollections of the previous day's events come back to me slowly, as soon as I remember what Shuichi and I did. Suffice to say, my face feels quite hot right now. Wait, where is he even? I look around for a bit, my eyes finally resting on my dresser where I see him hunched over, looking at something. I see you finally. Ah! Ow, 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 ow! Shuichi turns around, shocked at my sudden crying out in pain. I tried to sit up, and it came out of nowhere, sending a shiver up my spine and making the fur on my neck stand to attention. What's going on? Are you okay? Yeah, your ass is going to hurt. I'm fine. Just my ass hurts. How am I even supposed to tell him something like that? Just... please don't look at me with those worried eyes. It's seriously hard to keep a secret when you look at me like that. It's nothing, I'm fine. Come on, you're hiding something from me, aren't you? Yes, but I promise it's nothing bad. I'd just rather not say. Rather not say. Oh! Shuichi's cheeks started getting redder as his eyes darted away from me. I guess even he's embarrassed by it. So I see you've discovered Yamato's tank. Huh? Yamato's tank. You were looking at it just now. Oh, yeah. Oh. Shuichi turns back around, staring at the cute little fish tank I have on top of my dresser. Yamato, the emerald-colored goldfish, swims around inside, as carefree as can be. The day after Shuichi gave him to me, I went to a pet store and bought this most spacious tank I could fit in my room. It's got rocks and algae inside of the back of the tank, and is even... Wow, let me try that sentence again. It's got rocks and algae inside, and the back of the tank is even covered in a printed film that makes it look like there are even more plants beyond the limits of the glass tank. Kind of like a real-life green screen effect. There certainly is a lot of green inside there. He looks pretty happy. How would you tell? He's a fish. Call it a hunch. Shuichi leans forward again, staring into the tank. I've got to admit, it does give me a pretty nice view of his backside. What with him wearing nothing but a pair of tight-fitting boxer briefs. He waves at Yamato, who continues to swim lazily by. If he notices Shuichi at all, he doesn't seem to show it. But then again, he is just a fish. What else would he do, wave back? This is the first time you've seen Yamato's tank, isn't it? Yeah, even in the times when I came over. I haven't really gone into your room since I gave him to you, so I guess it's to be expected. And last night I didn't even notice him with the lights out. This is a pretty nice little tank you got for him. Do you keep the filter connected to that little hose around the back? Yep. By the way, did Aki ever say anything about Yamato? You never told me his reaction. Aki helps me take care of him every now and again. He's really meticulous, too. He printed a chronogram for feeding times and taped it onto the side of the tank. Ha! I knew it. There's no way you've been careful enough to plan this out yourself. Thanks for the vote of confidence. Speaking of Aki, I messaged him last night to ask if everything was okay over at his friend's house, and he hasn't answered me yet. Makes sense. He was spending the night at a friend's house. I doubt he'd be checking his phone very much during it. I know, it just worries me. All Aki has to do is breathe, and you'll already be worrying about the quality of the oxygen. That's not true. I'm not that bad. Really. It'll remind you that on the day I gave you Yamato, you also freaked out about his having a date. He's too young to be dating. Face it, man. You're a bit of a paranoid obsessive control freak when it comes to your brother. What? No, I'm not. And also, you're in denial. I'm not that bad. Hey, it's not like it's all bad. It shows you care. Just loosen the strings a little bit. Easy for you to say. It's not you that has to worry about someone's well-being in almost every waking hour of the day when you're not together. Seriously? I have a teenage rebellious baby sister that lives apart from me. Point taken. I get out of the bed, wincing when I feel another sudden flash of pain emanating from my, nether region. Are you sure you're okay? Yeah, I'll live. It just caught me by surprise earlier, that's all. Sorry. For what? I took things too fast. I only planned on giving you oral, but I got too carried away and was even rough on you. I crossed the line, and I'm sorry. I take a deep breath. For some reason, having Shuichi freaking out in front of me calms me down immensely, and I probably shouldn't tell him that, because it might upset him. No, you didn't. You're fine. But I pressured you into it. You wouldn't have agreed if I didn't. I walk up to him, wrapping my hand around his muzzle and forcing it shut. Shuichi's eyes immediately go wide, and he pulls away from me. Hey, watch it. What do you think you're doing? Keeping you from running your mouth. There are nicer ways to go about that. You could have made me bite my tongue. Oh, yeah, isn't that the same thing that I did to Haruki last week? Oops. Look, I'll be honest. I was really nervous last night, and yeah, you pushing me is a big part of why I went with it. But that doesn't necessarily mean it was a bad thing. At least I don't feel like it was. I don't feel disrespected or taken advantage of or anything really. In fact, now that it's happened, I feel a lot more comfortable around you because, hey, what else can we do that we haven't already? Yeah, guys, consent, please. Always make sure you have consent. And consent can change at any time, If someone does not feel comfortable with what they are doing, they can say no, and please respect that. I have kind of been in somewhat of a similar situation myself, where I have been on the receiving end, and the other person apparently didn't hear me. So, yeah. But it was like a little misunderstanding, When you get caught in the heat of the moment, sometimes you really don't fucking pay attention. But anyway. I guess that's a point. I mean, you're standing in front of me in just your underwear, and I'm totally fine with it. Before I would feel uncomfortable even if you had a shirt on. Is that why you're okay with me being naked in front of me? Huh. I looked down at myself and remember that I didn't put any clothes on yet. Ah! Never mind, I spoke too soon. Turn around while I put some clothes on. Where's my underwear? Wow, 2 whole minutes without freaking out. That's a new record, actually. An hour later. The kitchen is completely taken over by the smell of toasted bread. Toasters, toast. The kitchen is... Okay. Once Shuichi and I both get dressed, we walk downstairs so we could have breakfast. Moving around is being a little harder than I expected right now. Every time I went, Shuichi nearly lunges at me with worry. Which, of course, just means I've been masking them so he won't keep doing that. I love the guy, but he fusses over every little thing, and that's just beyond annoying. Platonically, of course, I think. So... I'm trying to think of something to talk about, but it's proving unexpectedly hard. Other than when he tries to jump to my aid, we've barely said 2 words to each other. Even small talk would be better than nothing right now. Yeah? Why is he being so jumpy? It's hard to be calm and relaxed around someone acting like a child awaiting punishment. Come on, Shuichi, I already said everything's fine. Stop looking so guilty. I can't help it. It's been an hour since I said things were fine, but why are you still freaking out? We are fine. Stop acting so weird about it. You're making it really hard for me to act like it's not a big deal. I just think... Ah! I groaned, placing the plate with the 2 sandwiches I was preparing down on the counter with a loud clanking sound. Oh my god, you're so annoying sometimes. But forgive me if I have a conscience. Urge to strangle growing. Look, I'm really going to say this one more time. You and I are fine. I don't need or want any apologies. I don't feel slighted or disrespected. We are fine. Now sit down, shut up, and eat. Yes, sir. He quickly does as I say, pulling a chair and grabbing one of the sandwiches from the plate. Shuichi's has toasted bread, cheese egg, fried chicken katsu, and spicy pickled cabbage. Well, that sounds delicious. I avoided placing the devil shredded paper on mine. Devil shredded paper. That stuff has a nasty taste and texture. Instead, I just took a few slices of ham to put it in its place. Shuichi munches on his food with a real bummed-out look on his face. I know that look. It's the I want to say something but shouldn't face. It's amazing. Even when he's being completely silent, he still somehow finds a way to annoy me. Alright, fine. Out with it. Out with what? Oh, please. You're a terrible secret keeper. You look like a pissed-off customer when he's about to leave a negative review on Yelp without saying anything to the staff. Where the hell are you getting these examples? From the internet, but that's not the point. Spill. I just feel bad about yesterday. But why? I already told you so many times that we are fine. Why do you insist on choosing to be annoyed? It's not about that. I mean, I dumped a lot of my issues on your plate last night, and then in an effort to get things back on track, I became forceful. As soon as I am finished, and after I woke up for the first time, I started thinking more clearly. My mind was in a really bad place last time, and I wasn't thinking straight, even before I got, horny. I was looking for a different word to say. No reason to. We have the actual word. Carry on. Look, I'm just... Even if you say you're fine with it, I'm not. I don't want to go that... I didn't want to go that far. I wanted our first time to be more special. I wanted to treat you right, to show you just how much you mean to me before we finally made love. Made love? Wow, I guess he's one of those guys. So, is that what this is about? You think our first time was bad? No, not bad. I never said that word. It was really good for me. I even got carried away during it because you were just so... I mean... Look, my point is, I built this up inside my head for so long, and it wasn't what I expected. For one, in the scenario I pictured in my head, I didn't pressure you into it, much less leave you crippled the morning after. First of all, I'm not crippled. Second of all, you're barely making any sense. Shuichi grumbles, looking away from me with a frown. How is it that dude can get laid and come out of it even moodier than he was before? I mean, I'm the one who wound up with a sore ass, so why is he complaining? At least it's easy for me to keep a clear head when he's being so ridiculous. How can I put this? I'm so focused trying to calm him down that I don't have the energy to freak out myself. Look, having expectations is all fine and good, but if you spend a month or years planning something to the finest detail, chances are reality won't be able to measure up. That's just asking to be disappointed. I know, I just think you deserve more. Listen, big guy, I already told you I'm fine. Were things a little rushed there? Definitely, I can't disagree with that, but I don't regret anything. Well, maybe I regret not taking longer to stretch a little bit. Right. I got to spend the night with you. I am surprisingly relaxed about it, and don't feel nearly as self-conscious as I thought I would. Besides, I'm so panicky that you probably wouldn't have been able to get me to do it without some amount of coercion. That just sounds dangerous. Hey, if I really didn't want it, I would have refused. Not that the thought didn't cross my mind at the time, but hey, he doesn't need to know that. And I'll die before I admit this to him, but last night actually felt really good. I'm not sure if it was worth being in pain the day after, but... With that stuff hopefully dealt with, are you good? I guess? Uh-oh. That wasn't a happy I guess. Talk to me. I already talked to you about it last night. Yeah, you mean the thing about your dad? The very same. I thought you said you didn't want to talk about it anymore. I don't want, but I kind of feel like I have to. I've had a lot of pressure put on me my whole life. I know he's trying to push me into a career he thinks will be good for me, but I can't help but feel like it's not really me. I mean, sure, I'd probably be very good at a management job. I'm organized, good with computers, prompt, punctual. Those are all things he's drilled into me over the years. He always said he wanted me to join some kind of company and make my way to the board of directors with time. Isn't that pretty much your dad's career path? Yep, he wants me to follow in his footsteps hardcore. And don't get me wrong, his plans are good. Most of what he says makes sense. I could have a really good, comfortable life if I just went with what he decided for me. I've told myself over the years that I was fine with it. But now that I've finally run out of time and have to give up volleyball like I promised I would, feel so conflicted. I didn't think I loved it so much, you. It honestly scares me to realize just how hard in denial I was all these years. I don't want to give it up, no matter what he says. I always thought you were really in denial, but you constantly disagreed with me on that, so I eventually decided to keep my mouth shut. Sorry about that. I guess you really did know best. Aw, if he's gonna be acting so downcast about it, I can't really gloat. Not that I would. No, I would never. Although, this is a lot of information to process first thing in the morning. I really want to give him my opinion on it, but I feel like this is the sort of thing where I should just be a good boyfriend and listen to his problems. I don't need to give him any advice unless he asks for it. Do you have any idea what you're going to do about it? I want to tell him that I want to continue, at least for the winter competition. You know, I'm going to be just as hard to give it up then it's just going to be just as hard to give it up then as it is now. I know that, or at least I do on a rational level. I can't really know how I'm going to actually feel when the time comes. So you're really going to do this? I think so. I'll leave it for after midterms. Maybe if I show him some really high grades, he'll feel charitable enough to let me. Hearing him say the words "let me" really bothers me deep down. When I do you think you could be there with me, for moral support? Of course. If this is what you really want, then I'll support you 100%. Thanks. Haven't officially quit the volleyball club yet, so I still have some time. Besides, it'd be a shame if I left now that the club has the best chance of winning. Now the club has had the best chance of winning that it's had in years. You mean because of Haruki? Yeah, he's still being Haruki, but he's a lot more cooperative now. I think getting to actually be on a quote for the entire match during the finals really made something click inside his brain. He's been surprisingly well behaved, or at least as well behaved as one would expect from him. If he'd been like that for longer, we probably would have won. As things stood, he didn't mesh well with the team yet due to lack of familiarity. Man, he starts talking volleyball and it's like an immediate mood uplift. You were cowering just thinking of confronting your father 2 seconds ago, and now you're all smiles? How did you manage to go this long seriously believing you didn't care about the sport? You really are hopeless. Hopefully things work out well for you guys. Yeah, I really don't want to be the only senior retiring this early. Are the others all sticking with the club? Yep, for better or worse. Our club only really has 2 types of players. The ones that don't care about their grades and admittance exams, and the ones that do well enough to not need to worry about it. And, well, then there's me. I really don't fall into either of those 2 camps. You fall into the camp of demonic drill sergeant. You're looking at me funny. Am I? No, I'm pretty sure I'm looking at you pretty normally. Sure, if you say so. By the way, what are your plans for today? Should we go out, stay in? Oh, maybe we could go to the arcade. Those are all wonderful ideas, but, actually, we'll go home in like an hour or so. What? Why? This is the weekend before midterms. My dad didn't even want me to come here in the first place, let alone spend the night. Besides, I already goofed off for all of Saturday. I really need to study. Study? That's your great idea on how to spend a Sunday? Yes. Some of us still need to focus on their studies to get good grades. All this just to placate your father? You didn't even listen to the stuff I just said to you? I need good grades to have any chances of being allowed to stay on the team. I heard. Doesn't mean I like it. Sorry, you. I like nothing more than to spend my whole day with you, but we both know that's not feasible. But hey, maybe Aki will have gotten home by the time I leave, and it can keep you company. Sure, my little brother is a perfect substitute for my boyfriend. He and I can have so much fun together the same way that I could with you. I know you're being sarcastic, but, I'll throw a tantrum just because you're not getting your way. What? A tantrum? I don't throw tantrums. Most of the time. You're pouting. I'm not pouting, you're pouting. Maybe I should just go home right now. No, I was kidding. Uh-huh. So, you'll stay for another hour, right? What can we do with this 1 hour? There really isn't much to be done. I could help you organize the house, check if the storm last night caused any damages. Do all your ideas have to be so boring? Yes, it comes with the territory. Oh, Aggie! Oh, you sweet pupper. Alright guys, I'm gonna pause it right here. Thank you all so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, ring that notification bell. If a super thanks, or tip if you can, it always helps. I'm gonna get on a call with my boyfriend. Alright, I love you all. I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye!